Could you hear that music? Did you hear that music?
No, I did not.
Oh, I don't know if you can hear this. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Those are Shanghai girl go-go dancers at a Qingming
Oh, did
festival.
you really have that? What? What? I
Yeah,
did not know that.
modern China.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yep. Oh, wow. That's
I've got a good promo here.
yeah.
I think this one's good. So this will play. This makes you look like you're on the news.
Hello.
And now live from Culture Class. So anyhow, this is also about the
The Qingming Festival.
yeah.
Welcome back. You're watching World Insight with me, Tian Wei. Today is China's Qingming Festival, also known as the Tomb Sweeping Day. Qingming dates back more than 2,000.
Now is that Alexa off? Is that come over full screen when I do that? Does that come over full screen when I do that?
Let me
When
see.
you talk, you're full screen.
Me?
Yeah, you're the big screen, and I'm just a
Right.
little tiny screen up in the top.
Really? Speaker. If you do speaker view, that would be
Speaker
that would
view.
be yeah.
Oh, share screen.
On,
I can
yeah,
share
share
screen.
screen on speaker view.
Oh, so I could share screen. Desktop. Oh, like that. Oh, what have I done? All right. Now I have no idea what I've done.
What?
Oh, maybe this
Oh
is it.
no.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
I'm completely lost.
Maybe you can do like what Shannon said. Double click the person for full screen. Maybe like click your screen.
Hold on. I don't
Able to stop the share screen is be on. There's like a stop share on the top right top.
stop. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. All right. So we have anybody here? Shannon Shell. Okay, so we do have people here.
Yeah. All right. Hello, guys. This is Jerry here, and then we have DeCarcy as well. And we're gonna talk about the main topic today. We're gonna talk about the Qingming festival, or we call the Tomb Sweeping Day. And I think DeCarcy, are you going to show like a short clip about the Qingming festival?
I have to preview it first. So you talk.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I will talk about. I guess I will talk about it first, and then remember I remember that I post a little post about the on Facebook that we have a holidays on the Qingming or the Tomb Sweeping Day, right? And which it fall on April 5th and to the 7th, right? And then I went to the I didn't well I kind of from my family that we scheduled it ahead of a time because during the Qingming festival day there are a lot of people like be crowded over in the Chinese cemeteries. So I will share a story what I did during the Qingming days. Okay, and basically we had a two different we did a two different things. First of all, my uncle's family, like I was there, I visited them, and then they did the Qingming thing, and then I did the was kind of did a one more thing to memorize commemorate was with like my great grandparents. Yeah, and then so this we did it is like a Chinese, well, in the Beijing kind of style, because we didn't go to the cemetery and stuff like that because it's too crowded. Instead, we just started in the night around 10 p.m. and then we did this like short ceremonies, and it was on the streets, and then um basically we need to find a wide crossroads, and then we set to a corner, and we make like a circle around it, but we it's not a closed circle, it'd be an open circle. Inside the circle you write your like the people who passed away on the names, and we use little big like a branch like wood branch, and then we just um write their Chinese characters um on the floor, and then we did that, and then my uncle, my aunties starts pass out the we call the hail bank monies, which can like kind of superstitious thing that they say if you burn this money, everything, and then you can connect to your people who passed away. And what I did was, so my uncle like he gave me like whole stack of the Chinese the hell money thing, right? And and then so I would start my lighter thing. I will burn it, and we had to burn it inside the open circle. And so because if you burn outside of it, they cannot receive it at all. If for people, yeah, people who passed away. And then we burn not just money, we burn it like the paper houses, paper cars, and the paper golden nuggets, and then also we have different have the Chinese coin looking one things too, and then we have the Chinese yens, renminbi ones as well, because it all is for the people who passed away to burn it. And then we kind of like started doing that, and then during the process, which we did, we have to kind of say something to them. They say, hey, today is the day to celebrate, to commemorate the for my family, people who passed away. And then we had to kind of talk to them. Here, hey, we're giving the money, transfer to them, and then they're saying, here's the money, and please accept it. And then and then also talk about like I'm doing okay, I'll talk about like our family stuff. And also like there's one thing, it was like really not it was like really weird happened. Like if it's kind of like I would say a Chinese superstitious thing. um there's one time that I was burning the money, and my auntie was burning the money, right? And then suddenly the fire went like super like like that. I was like, what happened? And sometimes when the fire will go backward, we'll like we might catch on fire. So my uncle thought was that, wait, I think why is it doing that? Because our family was thinking that they may not accept the money yet, and it was like going back the fire towards us instead of going that way. We're going towards us. And that was a really cool thing. Like I saw it, and I was like, wow, that's kind of, oh god, it's like like a little ghost thing, like and eventually, and it was like, hey, when my uncle said, no worry, it's just like a process thing, just talk to your great grandparents. Then they don't know who I am. So just talk to them, say, hi, I'm Jerry, I'm your great grandson. And then while doing that, talking with them and just burning the money like one by one. And eventually they're okay. And then the flame will go like a little bit down and then go towards the other way. And then I was like, wow. And then it was a really, really cool experience, and then afterwards, so all the thing was like piled up. We kind of piled it up in a big stack of the burning the money. Characters phrase that you can say people who passed away.
GI.
Yeah. Um. Oh, and then there's like I searched one. There's some words that you can say it. You can say during the Qingming's festival. Let me see right here. Where is it?
Now, what I read was that it's closely associated with the spring equinox and
Yeah.
planting and stuff. So, is there much of that goes on? All centered around dead guys.
Well, first of all, we kind of around the dead guys, and then we have this called not just called Tomb Sweeping Day, but most people call this one, but we also call Outing Spring, which means to celebrate the spring is coming. And then that's why we have like this 3 days holidays around this one and around the Qingmings. And what we do is our like families go to the parks and then to check like the cherry blossom on those trees, beautiful trees and beautiful flowers. But the thing is, during that day is, we have a lot of people in China, right? And then the traffic be so jammed, and then the park is like you see people, tree, people, tree. Yeah, it's so crowded and stuff. And then a lot because they say because I live in Beijing, and a lot of people from outside of Beijing want to go in the capital to check it out. Those like the cherry blossom stuff, and it is super packed that day. Yeah, because I was like, let's go. My mom was like, no, you'll get lost. You will see people, like so many people, like so many tourists, and they have the tourist bus everywhere on the street, and that's why it kind of like got like a traffic jam and stuff. Yeah, and then I was like, okay, then when I can do it? They said maybe after the Qingming festival, you can go check it out because we're living in Beijing, right? And you can always go on the weekends to check it out. There's not a lot of people and stuff. Yeah, and then I will give you guys. I will type it out the words that during the Qingming festival and right here, and I will do like the Pinyin and then the Chinese, and then as well as the English translation. So there are something right here. I will just say like that. Can you guys see? Basically, first one is called Qingmingjie, and then it's just a Qingming festival, or we call Tomb Sweeping. Second one is called Saomu. That's when the people go to their tombs and then they will sweep it and for that. And then another one is called Ji Su, and then is when we go kind of like talk to your ancestors and things like that during when you at the tomb. And the next one is called 纸钱, is the paper money that resemble, and you can burn it to offer the people who passed away. And we call, because if you like literally go to the store, like those buy those kind of things, the store, and then they literally make the like the money thing, it look like just the Chinese renminbi, the Chinese yangs. And then if you like present it to the like if you like buy them and it's like, hey, why does it look so real? But on the back it say Hell Bank, and you can already know. And then make sure because that if you buy this thing and do not give to the people like who still live, who's still alive, that's a superstitious thing. They was like, no, that's bad, go away. And then they were like really be super mad. And yeah, and then they were like, what are you doing, you know? And they'd be like, what? Because we don't give out those monies to people who still alive. That's for the people who like dead. And then the next one is 烧香, which means burning the essence. I mean, no, as incense, yeah. And then that is when we go to the tomb, and then we usually put up 3 incense, and then we go like kind of bow like that, right here and that, and we put it down on the tomb. And we will bring like maybe a rice ball inside, not like a rice ball. It's gonna be not like it can be fully cooked one or the raw ones that was uncooked. And then we put the 3 incense on inside the rice ball on it. And then we also bring like their favorite food where they're still alive, maybe the meat, you know, vegetables, fruits, and also the most important thing was the Chinese baijiu, the white liquor, Chinese liquors, and the clear ones. And then if you go to the tomb, and then we kind of like have a connection to talk to them, you know, and we pour out the Chinese baijiu, and then they say, hey, you know, it's a long time, haven't seen you, and this is for you. The first one will be always on the ground, pour on the ground. Then and you pour another one, and it's like, this is for you, and I'll have to kind of drink it. It's kind of build like a connection between your ancestors. And also and we do not eat the food during if you do it, and it was kind of like it's because we bring the food to them, not we're eating that. But baijiu is okay to drink. And so one question was like, after this thing, where do we bring back those food that we brought? And the answer is we do not bring, we just leave it there. So why? Because that we won't let them to, you know, kind of stay where all the food is at, and then let them stay there. So because they cannot eat it, right? It's kind of like resemble that you have food, you have food for the rest of it, you know, for eternity. Also the drinks, everything. And well, so if you visit the next time, you see, hey, why the food is gone? I was like, did they eat it? I said, no, they did not eat that, because we have animals, you know, like dogs, coyotes, stuff like that. And then they will go to the cemetery area, the tomb area, they will eat the food. And that's how they were rid of that. Because I was really curious once little, because the next time I visit like the tomb thing, I was like, hey, did they eat? I asked my mom, like, mommy, did they eat my great grandparents eat this? They said no. I was like, okay. Yeah. Do you have any questions so far?
I have some quick, 2 quick questions.
Yeah.
And a comment, or maybe a 3rd question, sorry. So
Okay.
some of my students mentioned going to school on Sunday, I
Yes.
believe because of the festival. So it's like, are they actually having a day off? They had Thursday, Friday, Saturday off, and then started Sunday?
Yeah.
Will
Yes,
they
that's-
have more Sundays to make those days off?
No.
Or
they will
make
not
those days up? Sorry, I can't even speak today.
No, because so like this is a like schedule, because that if we have a days off it was on a Thursday, right? And then that's the day for the Qingming, and then Fridays off and Saturday off, but we work on a Sunday, and this like the Chinese system that they're doing. Because I was like, because when I was in US, I was like,
Tina, you're making a lot of noise.
why? Yeah,
Sorry.
and then I was like, when I was in the US, I was like, why we have like, because we do like regular time, right? If we get Thursday, we're doing like a whole weekend, including Saturday and a Sunday.
Yeah.
And for China, like that, and well, it's kind of like you need to make up the day.
Yeah.
And then
My students
yeah.
told me that Sunday was a makeup for Friday.
Yeah,
Friday wasn't part of the holiday.
yeah, because Friday is not the Qingming,
Yeah.
so
I
we
mean, it
have
gets
to.
made up here too, but usually at the end of the school year or any other days that they kind of work in.
Yeah,
But
they
it was
add
just
it, yeah.
curious to hear. Like, it was pretty
Yeah.
cool though.
Yeah, yeah.
The other just real quick question, you mentioned doing this in an intersection, and are there cars going through there? Are these intersections blocked
There are cars going through there because it's a public one.
while
'Cause-
you're still okay?
Yeah, and then yeah, that's a good question. And this like what happened was that's why we did it like around 10 or 11 o'clock.
Okay, that was the other
And-
question.
Yeah, because if you do like super early, there's a lot of traffic going on the crossroads,
Okay.
and it's not dark enough to do this kind of this thing, the ceremony thing. And then yes, there are cars pass by, and then well during the burning of the money, right? And they know what's going on because they will go buy it. But if
Okay.
the afterwards, after the all thing was burning down, and they just go run through it like the ashes.
Is that why
Yeah.
you're doing it so late and others do it like earlier in the day, or do
Mm.
most people do it late?
Oh, most people, I would say, they do it late around that time. And well, cause I did it early, cause I did it on the streets, right? Instead, I didn't go to the field, like the cemetery, right? Because I was like, cause that day is super packed. It's like crazy packed, because I don't, and then that's why I did it like down the road to my house. But it has to be a crossroads, not just like because that's why if we burn the money thing, so either way they all can receive it from north, south, west, east. That's kind of like a resemble thing for it. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions?
I don't mean to put you on the spot. It says here
Yeah.
about kite flying. With regard to spring outing, it says kite flying with lanterns and letting the kite go and burn up in the sky. And it can cure disease, eliminate disease.
Yeah.
Isn't that the Lantern Festival?
Hey, that's
A different holiday.
yeah, Lantern Festival. Well, that's
No,
the
it
lantern.
says here with Qingming Festival
Yeah,
kite
Qingming
flying.
Festival. Yeah, the kite
Uh,
flying.
with lanterns attached to the string.
Hey.
You don't do that. Maybe
For-
this.
Well, it might be some like the Chinese provinces do that.
Could
Because
be.
in China we have a lot of buildings, so we might stuck in the building, like the wires and stuff like that. We got telephone poles everywhere. Yeah, I mean that's a good question though. Like maybe in some provinces, that they do the kite flying thing. But for me, my family, because for what I remember, like that we didn't do any kite
didn't do
flying.
that.
But we went to the spring outing though when I was young.
Okay, it
And-
says here, all in all, the Qingming Festival is an occasion of unique characteristics, integrating sorrowful tears to the dead with continuous laughter from the spring outing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No?
Yeah, that spring outing is I think was it right after we do the tomb sweeping. It's the next be on Friday, I think. And then yeah, we go to different parks, but parks always packed that day because everybody will go the same day, you know. And then we go like go this little lake thing, and then it's like, and then we go like rent a boat, not like a yacht or anything, just like the paddle boats, the tiny ones, like this park ones boats. And then we go there and kind of like enjoy the scenes, and then we bring like drinks, sunflower seeds, and then we just like chit chat, and then kind of enjoy the spring, the new flowers that came out for the springs. And then we might do like there's a lot of little students, like little kids go, and then parents will take pictures for those kids, and then they will go maybe post it on WeChat, or that thing. And then either they spend the whole day in the park, or they have to do a half day and then they go to eat and then go back home. Because yeah, that's like on a Friday. But I didn't do it because I know like Beijing is like a lot of people show up in the park, so I will do like in the other days that's not busy. Yeah. Also, there is a thing that we eat. It's called the sweet green rice balls. And this here, I'll show you. This one right here is, I will type it right here. Okay, that one is called a Qingtuan. Is a sweet green rice balls that we eat during the Qingming festival. And this is a popular one because it's kind of made of a mixture of the rice powder and green vegetable juice, and then they will stuff the inside of it, and then it tastes like really, 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 really sweet. And then why is green? Because it kind of represent like the jade and the jade thing for the Chinese. And then we eat that, and then some people do bring the green rice balls to the tomb, and they will like place it like a pyramid style, like in a white plate. And then yeah, and then it's a cold dish. It's not like a hot, like a rice soup, sweet rice soup. It's a cold dish. And then also, like what I was talking about, like the meat and stuff, and then also the liquors. During this festival, people or say people who pass away, that they want to celebrate, want to commemorate them, and we usually wear a dark color clothes, and it's gonna be a lot of people wearing a full black suit. When if the students, they wear a t-shirt, black pants, and just be dark. And then they will wrap around a cloth right on the arms, represent that family member that passed away. And they will and then during that day, like like to people who pass away, and usually so for example, if the dad passed away, right, and the son and the son and then the wife and the kid will be the first one to attend to do the ceremony, do the incense. And then right after that, there will be the rest of families and family relatives, cousins and nephews and stuff like that to go through. And then if you want to like invite your friends to do this, which is fine. And then they will bring things to do. They will bring some the food or the liquor as well. Yeah, it really depends like how your your relationship between the friends. If you're like super like good buddy, they will invite them to participate. Yeah. Any questions so far?
Well, I have a short video about
Yeah.
commemorating with the Yellow Emperor. How does this tie in?
Yeah, the Yellow
I don't want
Emperor
to put you on the
actually.
spot if this is like history from ninth grade.
That's great history. And then, well, I think it was.
I mean, I got it because it's there's this guys hitting these big drums and stuff, and they're all dressed up in, like 18th,
The yellow,
17th
yeah, the 18,
century,
yeah,
16th century costumes and stuff. It's quite interesting.
yeah, let me see, cause this like the Qingming the festival, it happened like around over, oh my God, 2000 years already. It's like a
Right.
super Chinese like celebrating this culture, this event. And I think, yeah, I think it was started it, like what you say about the emperor. That's how like the whole thing started, and then we kept this events going on like till right now.
Well, this is
And I
only
think,
59 seconds,
yeah.
so it's
And
not.
would you mind like to share it with
Yeah,
us?
I will. Now I can't guarantee this is going to work though.
Yeah.
Okay. Because so what do I do now? I share screen, right?
Yeah, you can share screen.
Okay. So is that sharing screen? Is that
Yeah.
sharing screen now?
Yeah,
Okay. So
there you go.
all right.
Nice.
Okay. So let's see what happens here. I kind of like the pageantry of this. I think this is cool. No, there doesn't seem to be much sound. No, there's absolutely no dialogue. It looks like it's raining.
Yeah, that's why the raincoat on.
And the local officials. So a pretty somber occasion.
Yeah, what are they doing is that they're commemorating the Huangdi, the Yellow Emperor.
Now,
That's
so
why
how
they
does
want
he,
to.
how does he
I
tie in?
think they want to let us. Well, that's my opinion for this one. I think they want to let our Chinese folks still remember this, like the Huangdi, the Yellow Emperor started this event, and that's why they want to kind of like they would the actor would dress up like back then the Chinese the ancient clothes, and then they want to kind of bring back the things again, like that they please remember this, that's how we started. Even without the Yellow Emperor, there's no Qingming festival, something like that. That's my opinion for this.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, I assume that all you teachers are quite aware that Chinese kids love hamburgers, right? Now my mom used to have this little dish that was, and it had a linen napkin in it, and it was for bread, and it was printed on this thing, the breads of the world, okay? And there was a baguette from Italy or France, and and America had brown and serve rolls. It was printed right on this thing. Brown and serve rolls was the contribution of the United States to the dining of America, okay? Now, kind of like children imitate their parents, right? If you're a smoker, it's highly likely your kids are going to be smokers because they watch their parents. Now, like that, China is adopting a lot of the idiosyncratic ways of culture in the United States, okay? And we're going to see one of them. This is, honest to God, this is Qingming Festival, okay? This is Qingming Festival, all right? So we're going to go here and watch. Go-go dancers. Now, I apologize to all the girls, but I didn't make this up. Now, can you see that? Anyhow, it's probably just as well. It's not too bad.
What? That's great.
I don't think I shared screen, but it's probably just as well. It wasn't too big.
Yeah, the back of the from the go-go dancer, it was like the tomb actually,
Yeah.
and they're like dancing. Oh my god.
In all respects, it's pretty disgusting.
Yeah. We
And,
don't. Like,
Unfortunately, like I live in Indonesia, and the two things that are ubiquitous in the world are Harley Davidsons and Coca-Cola, and they hold these to high regard for American culture, and people think that life in the United States is like television, because that's what they see. That's the window of the culture is television. So honest to God, they think that it's like 90120. I'm kind of dating myself, but it's probably, there's newer shows on, but I don't see them all. But oh yeah, the streets are paved with gold in America. Didn't you know that? And the truth is, there's a lot of people that live a lot better over, in other countries than they do in the States. It's not all perfect. But this is cultural appropriation, right? Yeah, on kind of a low sense. So on behalf of the West, Jerry, I apologize for polluting your life.
What?
But who could think of go-go dancers on a tomb?
Yeah, that is really, really like I would say special. Because I do not have that experience, like for real, like yeah. Let me see. I want to share you guys something real cool. I think I can find out. There is a really famous quote right here, and then is during the Qingming Festival, and there's the like a quote that we always used to say. It's like a poem, and then I will wait, hold on. Hey, I cannot do it. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
It says here it goes all the way back to 770 to BC. GC2?
Yeah. GC2. Can you
It's over
explain
here in
more
the text
about
box.
that? Okay. Qingming Festival is a commemorative Olympic spring and autumn name. 节体推
So
wow.
most of you teachers that live in the States, I got my Amazon Echo here in Indonesia, which is probably the only one in this country. And I'm pretty jazzed about it because I show it to my kids, the students. and the little boys are interested in all kinds of stuff, and they're pretty amazed at technology and things like that, you know. So I say, okay, Alexa, tell me about Qingming Festival.
The Qingming or Qingming Festival, also known as Tomb Sweeping Day in English, is a traditional Chinese festival.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. Oh, let me see. Okay, and I found something that there were like some interesting taboos and superstitions that surrounding the Qingming Festival. Okay. Let me see how I minimize this. Yeah. So first one is saying avoid wearing dark colors, and then which will attract the evil spirits. All right. And well, because I said it was like we had to wear it, wear it during not during the festival, but is when the family member passed away that we have to wear. It's during when they bury the dead people who passed away. That's when we wear the dark clothes. It's like kind of like in the U.S. that, you know, when we go to cemetery, during the burying process, we wear those dark clothes. Yeah. And the next one will visit the grave site before sunset when the ghosts and evil spirits are least active. And before the sunset, which is true, you know, because they say the ghosts are scared of the suns, you know. That's why we go before the sunset. But, you know, during the Chinese Qingmings, we need to, for my family, able to have a connection with my family who passed away. We have to darn at night, which makes sense. That's why we have during that period time. That's why it's the best timing to let them to receive the items or the money. And eat the food and drink served as offering to the ancestors, as they will bring good luck. And yes, and that's why, because, you know, what I was talking about, that during when we at the tomb, you know, the first one pour to the ground, the second one are drink. That's how we build like connections. But for the food that we don't eat over there, but when we went back home, we do have a same meal and same dishes at home prepared. And because we don't eat over there, because if we, for what I was thinking, I was like, Mom, why? Because if you eat during over there, right, you might attract different people, different ghosts, not just my family members. I'll be like, no, I don't want to do that. That's too scary. That's why we go back to the house and to do it, to eat it and stuff. And also, on top of that, if people who pass away, if you see, if you go to visit family houses, if you see a black and white pictures, just one photo of their, what's one photo, you know, the like the profile photos, just black and white means which means their family member, one of the family member passed away. It's only in black and white colors. We don't do colored photos when people pass away. Just to let you know that. And then also they might have like a corner that put the photos on it, and then they have like a little table, like worship table thing, and then they have the incense and the food, and then maybe some candles, things like that, to display over there. And yeah, it'd be like really, really a corner that, you know, it's not like if you go if you open the door to like your friend, it's not like the first thing you see it. That's like super, like just what we call it feng shui, because we don't want your friend when we go visit, the first time you see the people like pass away in their family, right? That's super bad. we don't want to do that. So it might be like they somewhere or the farthest corner that they have these things. Yeah, or they don't display it at all too. Yeah. For the let me see. I want to share this quote right here. First of all, I'm gonna type it in Chinese. Whoa. Let me see. Did Carsey you about okay? And let me see this one real quick. All right. Okay. This is a Chinese poem, and then I will pinyin it. I'll say it in you can't see right there, like that. So it's called we call this quote is Qingming. This means the tomb sweeping, and it's a 清明时节雨纷纷，路上行人欲断魂。借问酒家何处有？牧童遥指杏花村。So that's basically a really famous poem that we say like we kind of say like memorize it during this the tomb sweeping festivals, and then in English is basically is here. I will all you guys translate real quick because here, give me a second on this one. I have some technical issues. Because I translated like some of the translation are really off, and then so I kind of like wrote one that I made it.
Good, because the translate is a little funny.
Yeah,
at least
that was
one of the lines.
Right. I was like, huh? And where did I put it? Hold on. Right there. Okay. I have to do this WeChat thing, like internal transfer, and then I will okay. All right. Okay, well said. I will give you this translation here. Okay. All right. This is basically the Chinese translation. As Qingming comes, spring rain falls gently. Passers-by walk on the road with dampened spirits. Excuse me, where can I find a tavern? A cowherd points to the distant valley among the apricot blossom. That's basically like the translation for the English. Yeah, and so what I typed out is the Chinese, and then we use pinyin to type it out the Chinese characters, and then that's the English translation for this poem. Yeah. Do you guys have any questions so far about the Qingming or any other questions not about the Qingming?
I read here about, in this thing that I sent you, it says a cold food festival. There's a day that you eat cold food.
Yeah, that's another way we call it, like Qingming, Outspring, cold food. It really depends on which province that you live at. And for me, I'm in Beijing. Like from my family, we celebrate the outing and the tomb sweeping, the Qingming, but we don't eat the cold food day. Yeah. But
Okay.
but maybe like next time, like you can ask the students, like, do you guys celebrate which one? They might say, I do the cold food one, I do the Qingming, I do the 3, I do the spring outing, stuff like that. Yeah. It's really like the really depends on which provinces that you located and do different things.
I think from what all us teachers can see is the only thing these kids did over the holiday was homework.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like
I
Chinese
don't know that
students
they
have
did
a
it,
lot of homework, the pile stacks of homework, like mountains high.
you know.
Because I remember that I was still in China when I was like third grade, fourth grade, and fifth grade. That I can't even finish my homework until midnight. Like it was crazy because for me, I have my training for badminton. Beside that, I have homeworks, a lot of homeworks,
So,
and it's really really like pressure for the students. And then it's like we got Chinese, we got math, and we got English as well, you know, and people also have like because those are three major things that we do a lot at school.
Is
Like,
that why you moved to America, to get away from the homework?
yes.
Hey, there's a
Yeah.
lot of kids there. I mean, there is, especially with parents that have money. There's a lot of strategy that, you know, I've got these kids now that are like sixth grade, 12 years old, taking IELTS to get into international schools, so they can go to, because in Shanghai and Beijing, there's schools that prep you specifically for going to school in Britain or the US or Canada. And they're doing this solely to get away from Gaokao and Zhunkao,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
to finish their education overseas.
Yeah.
I had
That's-
one
yeah.
mother, you know, the concept of a schoolhouse, everybody I'm sure knows about that. This mother was asking me, she was going to the States. Her sister lives in Houston. Her kid's 5 months old. She was buying a house in Houston so the kid could go to Rice University, and he was 5 months old.
Yeah. Because I skipped the Gaokao and the Zhongkao. My dad was like, "No, you don't need that. Let's go to America study." I was like, "Okay." Then I started high school like with sixth grade. Then I graduated at OU, University of Oklahoma, and then was my bachelor degree. Yeah, so I've been in the United States for quite a long time. Like
So what's the University
14.
of Oklahoma? I apologize. Are those like the, what's the mascot?
Sooner Boomers.
Oh, Sooner Boomers.
Sooner Boomers, yeah. And during the football, it's like one side yells Boomer, and the other side yells Sooners, and it was like really, really crazy. Yeah, that's when we had the kickoff and stuff. Yeah.
so
Do you have
I have a question. Yeah, I have a question. So is it? I noticed that some of the kids are actually doing homework while I'm teaching a session. Is that considered rude? Because there was one student, I just stopped talking until she figured out and then looked up, and I said, well, you know, we were doing role playing, and anyway,
Yeah.
is that considered
Yeah.
rude?
That's a really, really good question. For my opinion on this is that, well, the way my family taught me is like, if you were like, because we're there, you are teaching English to the student, right? And it's better that we respect the teacher, not doing anything else. Just listen to them, you know, and have a, you know, interact with them, and even do during a role play. I think for me is I would not like doing homework while doing that, like, because I wanted to pay attention to the English first, and maybe like, you know, after the lessons are finished, you know, then I can finish my homework for that. Because yeah, I think it's for my opinions. I think it's just a little bit like not rules, kind of like not respecting the, you know, the lessons between, and as well as the teacher and student perspective.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Okay, so I should say something. I just
yeah,
stopped, and then she looked up, and then I said, well, can we finish this, and then you could do whatever you're doing. And so it was still touch and go. You know, it's only 25 minutes. I was doing a one-on-one, but yeah, I just thought I'd ask.
Yeah, I think because if I was a student, you know, I think that I would just stop what I'm doing and listen to you like about the English first. Yeah.
I'm sure you've all had kids playing video games. I mean, I've got kids. They're
Yeah,
you see You can
Yeah, the
just hear the
keyboards like
typewriter
yeah,
banging away.
yeah.
And I said,
Mm.
"What are you doing?" And they go, "Huh? Huh?" I said, "I can hear you typing. You're doing something else. What are you doing?" Because they're not looking at the screen. They're looking over here.
Yeah, they're these kids these days, you know. Yeah, for me, I was like, oh, lesson started. Okay, I drop everything, you know, and then just listen to you guys like teaching the awesome lesson. I enjoy it, you know. That's when like for me is after like the school finish everything because at school is so much work and we have to like sit straight like this and we answer it by raising their hand, not like go like this, teacher, not like that. We have to do like this, and then you have super straight, listen to the teacher. If you fall asleep, they will let you stand out, go to the corner, hey, you need to wake up, like that. And then when I go out like after school, and then if I do like an English lesson, I mean, I would like for real, like I will like do a lot of focus on it. But even though I see like for me, am I doing this while I'm listening to it? But because I want to feel super comfortable when I listen to the lessons, because at school we cannot do this like that. We're not like go like this, lean like this. We cannot do that. And we cannot do this. We have to, even though we are reading like a lessons, like we have to set this like this. We cannot like that. It's a lot of like rules, regulations in class. Because I was there like third grade all the way to the fourth grade, well not all to the fifth grade, I would say, when I was still in China. And then yeah, there's kind of like strict rules, but when I got home, I was like, okay, first thing I would say, Mom, I'm hungry. Make some food, some rice, something like noodles, things like that. And then they're like cooked everything, and then I watch like maybe like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, TVs, cartoons, and then I will do homework. And then after that, and it really depends on what day, because I have my badminton training after school, and then whatever, either is after school, I will go to the badminton training, or I go home, get something to eat, and go to badminton training. And then it will finish till about 7 or 8 o'clock. Because we finish our school was around like 5 sometimes. And then we did that. And then after I got home for badminton, and then I was like, oh my God, I still have like this stack of homework to finish. I was like, oh God, I got pulled like I have like till maybe 12 o'clock. And then suddenly I got finished everything. I'll take a shower. And then I can't even take a shower like after the training. I was like, my mom was like, after the training, you go homework now. The Chinese voice for me. You go homework, do homework now. Things like that. And then and I was like, okay, finish that. I had to finish it real quick. And then afterwards, I'll take a shower and then go back to sleep and pass out like crazy, like that, like that. Because I have training, I got my homework done, I got schoolwork. It's really, really like a busy day for me. But I know like students that maybe not doing badminton, they have doing like maybe piano lessons or violin lessons or calligraphy lessons, things like that as well. They do that like maybe on the weekends for it. But yeah, for me is like on the weekdays basic. It's like on a Thursday, I remember, and then one on like a Tuesday. Yeah, it is really, really like intense. Yeah, sometimes even like I have to go after school. I have to go straight to the training. I gotta wear my backpacks, and then our training didn't start till like 6 o'clock. And what I did was I bought my backpack, and then I was at the gym when I arrived. I opened my backpack, and then I start doing homework to save time. So at home, I won't doing that too much, the homework too much. Yeah. Do you guys any questions? Any last questions you can ask me about Chinese culture, you know, or like Qingming questions, anything.
I'd like to suggest if any of the teachers want to suggest a topic that they
Oh.
have questions in general about Chinese culture, that to send a note to Jerry, right?
Yeah, you can send me. Okay, what
And,
I'm going to do is I will type my email out, and if you have any like cool wait, hold on. No, that's my yeah, you have any like cool like curious questions about like Chinese culture, like
things that we
maybe
could actually do a whole
yeah,
program.
yeah, like things like what Cardi said, like you can things that you can do, like any question for like students' perspective, and you know things like that. Maybe like because next holiday will be the Chinese Labor Day that will happen on the May 1st, and yeah, yeah, okay, wait, hold on, I said, oh, hey, hold on. All right, this is my email, and if you have like questions, you can just let me know about the topic, each topic. You can shoot me an email, and school such presentation project. Do students practice presentation at school such present a project in front of the class? Also, how do you type? Oh, that's a really good question, guys. Do students present presentations? Oh, dang, I think. Let me flash back to my 3rd grade to 5th grade memories real quick right now. Did I do it? I think yes. During the music class, we have to perform songs, but it's a group setting. Oh, it's a group settings, and then for art class, that we have to sketch a like a graphic thing, and then we didn't present it, like we didn't say anything about it, but the teacher have ours that we draw the thing already, and our teacher have that, and then she will post on the board like which one is the best one, and then but we didn't like this my like we presented it, and no, I don't think we did that. But I remember in the US, of course I have like group work. We have to do a PPT presentation, project presentation, a lot of that stuff. But for what I remember, I think I didn't do it. I mean, I didn't do anything like that. Yeah. The question from Charlie is, how do you type in Mandarin? And do you have any public speaking training class like speech? Well, for type in Mandarin, like we have this Chinese keyboard called a pinyin keyboard, and you have kind of learned the pinyins. But the pinyin is same as the English letters, from the alphabet all the way A through Z's. But instead we're saying A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We call it A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So that's how we pronounced it, And like, how say hello, ni hao, right? Is we call it ne yi ni, he ao hao, ni hao. Because in China we have 4 tones. The Mandarin have 4 tones of pronunciation. So it's like it's really, and in Cantonese they have 9 tones, which is so complicated too. Yeah, and we use like a keyboard thing. And I will show you here. I think I can show you because I typed Mandarin, and then I will show you how to pinyin and everything. If just slow thing that I can. Maybe how I do this though. Okay. Can you see this one? Can you see?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, if I type a Mandarin, it's like this. See, I'm gonna type a ni hao, right? Like that, H, ne yi ni, H, he ao hao, ni hao. And you see the first one is a ni hao, and then I just press enter. Hold on. like press space, and that's it. And then that's it, ni hao. So it's kind of have to, basically it's kind of have to know the pinyin, also the tone, which one do you want to choose? Because Chinese, we have like thousands upon thousands Chinese characters, and even the same, even the same word, but we have different meanings to it too. It's really, really complicated, and this is fun. Yeah. Pinyin. Okay. Other questions? Do we have public speaking trainings in classes? When I was in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, we do not have the public training classes during that time. Maybe in the future, when they are like junior, senior year, or they in high school or in college, they might have the selective classes for the public speaking. Okay, next, Descartes, what suggests a topic future meetings? Okay, let me check the day real quick. Next one on 28. We can talk about what do you guys want to talk about? That interest topic.
I've worked with college students
Uh-huh.
with classes, and I noticed that a few times that the females told me that they did not date. They were of that age where usually college in America, they've been dating ever since they were in high school or maybe before. So they told me that they don't date and they don't. I'm wondering then, the question is, what kind of interactions do the young people do together to get to know each other, or how is that social system configured?
Okay, yeah, that's good questions, because I have a cousin that he's going, I think he in Gosan is junior or senior year in high school, and I was like, do you have a girlfriend yet? And then they were like, no, I do not. I was like, why? Because it was in Chinese. Oh, I would say, from my opinion, that's in the Chinese from that age, they say for school they cannot do anything like that. These are they are more focusing on the education instead of the social. But yes, you can do social. They have clubs, like they have basketball clubs, and then they even have their own basketball team. And afterwards, they go hang out, go to a movie, go to the karaoke, and go to the restaurant to socialize everything. But for the relationship things, that if they get caught during school, and they will talk to the parent, to both the parents, and they will feel like super embarrassed, and they have because in Chinese culture we have this face thing, right? And then it'll be lose the face in front of the parents. Yeah, but there will more happen, the dating thing, relationship thing, during the college years. They will start in like that during the college years. You see a lot of things often. Mm-hmm. Does it answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. All right, and
Charlie is an interesting. I think Charlie,
romantic,
kids are too busy to be romantic, to be honest.
Oh, so next topic, romantic and socializing friendships last week. Yeah, I can do like what they do.
Do high school kids date? Do they go out on dates?
High
like
school?
in the States?
What? I don't. I don't. Well, I don't. Maybe I can research about that. Ask my friends, like, did they do it or not? Dating thing, because I have no idea. Because I was in the U.S. That
Okay.
time. Yeah, but yeah,
All right.
I find something now. Yeah,
It'll
but
be,
yeah.
it'll be a good topic to find
Yeah.
out. In
Yeah.
fact, I suggest everyone ask their kids this week and have some input next week, right?
Yeah, you can ask the students, and yeah, as kids and
So,
stuff. That'd
like
be cool.
4-year-olds. Do you have a boyfriend? Do you have a girlfriend? Fourth graders?
No, we do not have high school proms. We don't not have high school dancings, and those we don't have that. 'Cause remember, I didn't do any of that when I was in China, but we have this because I asked my cousin, is that the school will provide a celebration for your 18 year for your when you hit 18. It's called a adult ceremony, and this is the school wide, and also during that when you hit 18, and the whole school will celebrate it, because we have a lot of us still have a lot of students who fall on 18 when they was hit 18 years old, and they do performance. The school president will do speeches, and then a lot of class a lot of students will prepare a performance like singing, dancing, skits, all that good stuff, and they will celebrate it, and they will ask them please dress up well and maybe like a suit, or for the girls will dress like a nice dress, and they will do it that at school. They will have like auditoriums, and then they will do this thing for school.
Is it all inclusive, like the whole grade, or is it each person like on their birthday when they turn 18?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's gonna be the whole grade. It's not for one, because not for like a one person. That will cost too much budget for the school. They would calculate who have the most, like maybe 20 students or like 500 students, 50 students they already hit 18, and they will see, okay, this is the time to do this thing, and they will celebrate, and then they will sit class by class like that, and then they will bring a representative already they hit 18, and then either the girl or the boy will do the speeches like thank you for the school for celebrating this for me. Is wonderful. Have a very wonderful day, things like that, and talk about starting school life, and maybe add more of their personal life into it. And they have like on the crowd, they have the teachers, the teacher front row seats, students in the back row seats and stuff like that. And then
What is it called? Like we call it graduation. What is it called there?
It's called like 成人礼. It's like the adult celebration for students. Yeah, we don't call it's not a graduation, because graduation they have another ceremony for it. Yeah, it's their they have, it's really cool. Do you guys have other questions? Maybe the last one, and we'll end up the chat. Anything? No questions? All right. Okay. And thank you guys very much. It was nice talking to you. And I will see you guys for the next Chinese culture. And thank you for Descartes here and to do this with me. All right, guys.
Everybody thank Jerry. Yeah.
All right. And you do have any questions?
Yay, Jerry.
Yay! And you do have any questions, just email me through my 512 account about the Chinese culture.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
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 Okay. Mr. Zhao, thank you so much. And everybody's off. Bye-bye.
Bye, Darcy.
Okay. See you next week, everybody.